Giving to someone you love, someone you're in a relationship with, should be fulfilling. You shouldn't mind sacrificing your last just to make the other person fine. My dad used to say, God bless his soul, in every relationship, one has to play the fool for the other. I mean, it shouldn't be a big deal for you to say, I'm sorry, even when you know you're very right and the other person is wrong, especially when you know that person loves you right back. There's no loving without giving. So both parties should be able to give something. Both parties should be able to bring something to the table. But unfortunately, some people decide what they bring to the table, and then they want to determine what the other person brings to the table too. Okay, this guy tells me about his girlfriend on her birthday. He got her a very expensive phone and so many other very nice stuff. And on his own birthday, she got him singlet and boxers. he didn't find this funny at all. And he told me, he said, from now on, she should just expect bra and pants from me. Now, this is kind of funny though, but so many relationships are broken. Some relationships are destroyed because one partner just feels the other partner is not giving up to expectation. Now, that brings us to our topic for today, ratio of giving. Good day, everybody, and welcome to another very beautiful time on Real Talk with Tarila. My name is Tarila Gbesimi. Thank you so much for stopping by. In relationships, in marriages, who should give more? What's the ratio? Should it be a 60-40 thing? Who should bring 60% of the time, money, care, attention? Who brings 40? Or should it just be a 50-50 thing? If I speak on this matter alone, I'll be speaking unconsciously in favor of the female species. So I'll just leave it. I have 4 amazing guests on the show today, and they'll be bringing their points of views, and I'm sure by the end of today's episode, there'll be a balance. Don't go away, I'll introduce them right after the break. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with me. And like I said, I have 4 very amazing guests on the show today. And in no particular order, Mr. Owunari Asa. He is the CEO, founder of SOA Systems Technology, SOA Systems Limited, and a managing partner of Kinofec IT Professionals. He is also the initiator of Project Bites, an NGO and give back project he launched to create strong awareness and building ICT knowledge and skills for youth in our rural communities. Owunari Asa is happily married to his soulmate, and together they have 2 beautiful children. Welcome to the show, Owunari, and I'm so glad to have you on the show. And also we have Mrs. Chidima. She is a virtuous career-driven professional, a wife and a working mother with over 12 years of working experience, alongside some MBA qualifications in human resources management. She is married for 10 years and blessed with 2 beautiful children. And then we have Miss Stephanie Amakri. She's the CEO of Bell Rights Company, an organic skincare world that takes care of your skin naturally. You can see her skin glowing. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. And then we have Mr. Emmanuel Eze. He's the CEO of Renek Global Resources Limited, event support service provider, stage lighting, sound. He's a business innovator and a developer. Wow, I have so much incredible guests on my show today. Thank you, sir, for coming. Thank you, ma'am, for coming on the show. So before we go into what should be, I want us to think, what is the reality? Who gives more? Who do we think gives more in a relationship? And let me start with Mrs. Chidima.
Okay, thank you so much, Sarah. It's a pleasure to be here. So I think giving is based on the perspective you want to look at it. Now, like you mentioned in your introduction, there's financial giving, there is emotional giving, and there's psychological giving. And if you look at it, people give based on their experiences and background. I can only transfer or bring into a relationship what I know should be in a relationship. Saying that, I'm saying I can only buy for my boyfriend or for my husband with what I understand value today, right? I could have, so for instance, I could see that making him a beautiful meal, a delicious meal, it's value. That's probably what my mom used to do for my father. And my father felt, oh, my wife went to the market, she took out time, she cooked for me, and you know, that's value. And I bring that to this 21st century guy that I'm dating, and the guy's looking at me and wondering, what's that? Is that all that you can? So, you know, a lot of what we see today as given is based on the experience that people have. So having said that, I would tend to say that women actually do more the giving because we have a stronger foundation when it comes to upbringing, what we've seen our mothers do, take a step back into the generations before now, right? When you're growing up as a female, you always hear that, is this what you would do in your husband's house? You wouldn't know how to cook. So there's this psychology we grew up with, you know, that our lives revolve around the guy. And your children are actually an output of what you put in them. So psychologically, a woman grows up with that burden that it's your responsibility to take care of the home, it's your responsibility to do this, even when the man is not doing the right thing. It's your responsibility to make sure he becomes everything that he should be. So when you look at that in terms of, and it's also your responsibility to remind him to bring some money because he has to bring the money, you know. So it depends on how you look at it.
Okay, Mr. Onari, what do you have to say? Who gives you? But really, I think, like I said, I won't. If I say I'm going to be speaking in favor of female.
Okay, Mrs. Chilima said quite a lot. Apparently, I take a varying stand, you know, to what she has said. I believe in the fact that society plays a major role to a lot of things, and of course, society also plays a role to how the male child and the female child are being raised. Now, I understand the perspective of emotional giving. I understand the perspective of financial giving. I also understand the perspective of other aspects of giving. But one of the things I want to categorize my point on is on the masculine species. How do you categorize security? On what part of giving do you categorize security? On what part of giving do you categorize taking care, being tender, loving, and that is the nice guy that everybody sees and say this guy is polished. So I think if you ask me to define what we're talking about, my stand would be that men give more in relationship. Yeah, I understand the fact from where she's coming from. Yes, women are incubators. When something is given, they multiply it. Yes, but there has to be something given before a multiplication can happen. So based on that, I think men give the most because we start the giving, and everything starts from the beginning. So I think men give the most.
Sorry, so let me ask you a question, if that's good. Yeah. So who teaches this Mr. Nice Guy how to be nice? Who teaches him that when you see a lady, you need to pull out the chair and let her sit down? You shouldn't treat her like she's your football teammate. You need to be nice to your younger sister. Don't spank her even when you think she's wrong. That's your mother. And it's your mother that
you asked me the question and you're responding to the question.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. Let me hear from. You know, most times we feel you hear singles say they don't understand. Like we weren't singles before we got married. But I have two singles here too. And let's hear from Mr. Eze. What do you think in a relationship? What do you think gives hope?
Personally, I think giving is a state of mind. Now, let me explain. Like you mentioned, emotional giving. Everything that we do on earth has emotions attached to it, whether we like it or not. And who gives more, loves more. Who gives more, cares more. Who gives more, takes cognizance of what the other person needs more. From, let me say, if a guy, for example, is chasing a lady, now, he will devote his time, his energy, his finances. He will do everything just to woo her. At that point in time, he's giving more. She on the other hand is receiving. But at a point, if she ends up liking the guy, the feelings start becoming mutual after the long chase, she will also start giving in her own little way. And somehow they try to, it grows, the emotions grow, the feelings grow, the time they spend grows. So you might find out that later on, she might be giving more than the guy at a certain point, or he might be giving more, at a certain point. So to me, there's no who gives more is a guy or is a girl. I feel who gives more is who loves more.
Okay, let's hear from.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. I would like to say this aspect of giving it's really good in a relationship is good. I'm a single and I'm in a relationship. And I wouldn't expect my partner to do everything. I would also want to give. And in the relationship, the both of us are expected to bring our 100%, bring out our best. But it's not expected of one person to just say, I've been the one giving and giving and giving and giving. Come on, you should also do something. But this giving thing is broad. For example, let's use time as an example. I, as a lady, I call my boyfriend and I say, hey baby, please, I need you to do this for me. And can you just do this for me? I need you now. I need you to just do it. And he'll be like, oh babes, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm very busy. But is there any way you can someone else help you? At least, okay, when I'm around, I'm going to make it up to you. He has balanced it for me. But in some relationships, the guy will just tell you, I'm sorry, I'm busy. I can't make it. I'm sorry. So, now he has totally put you down. You're out and you're feeling like, what's this? I'm in a relationship and I thought this guy loved me. He's supposed to give me his time, not just his money, So for me, giving should be from the both parties. It doesn't matter whether it's money, it doesn't matter whether it's your time, value and all that. Giving should be from the both parties. Because to whom much is given, much is expected. So I'm not going to say one person gives more, one person doesn't give more. That's my take.
All right, don't go away. We're coming back stronger this time. Welcome back. Now we've been talking about who actually gives more, and I think for now I'm just on the same side with Mrs. Chidima. I think ladies we give more, but let me bring it down. If we talk about giving, let me bring it down now. If we talk about giving, we can all say we give, but I can be giving what you really don't like, and I feel I'm giving. So now let's bring it down. My husband and I can just come and say, I'm giving you 2,000 textbooks, and I bought and I'm giving, but that is not. I don't know if you understand. So now I'm talking about, now you know your partner, you know the needs of your partner. Some relationships are suffering because one just feels the other person is not giving. And the other person is like, but I'm trying now. So is it we should give, but I have to bring it up. Should I give what I know I don't have just because you need it? Now when I'm talking about giving, let's break it down. So I would need to hear from the married, but you have you have spouses that there's no money. Every can decide tomorrow, I'm tired, I'm tired of giving you what you don't like, and let me just go. If I let me look for somebody that will have. But we're in this together, and I'm sure that there's a couple watching. You're in a fix right now, you can't run away from your marriage. You're dead. So we're trying to help you. So who gives? I'm still on that. Who do you think gives me? Because I think women, if you talk about men giving, men give. But if you talk about women give based on we give what affects you. We give what affects the children. We give what affects. We give. And we give. You think you're giving up, but you're just one-sided. I don't know.
I'll take it from there. Let us actually categorize giving when we talk about giving, and when we talk about meeting, giving to meet needs. I think one of the very essential needs that drives any relationship, whether it's a male to male, I'm not talking about gay relationship, I'm talking about male to male official relationship, whether it's a whatever relationship, a father to a son, a father to a daughter, finances play a key role. And looking at the African setting, looking at our African culture, it puts that burden on the man. From day one, when the man is born, when the male child is born, the parents ensures that he understands responsibility, mostly in the aspect of giving. So when we talk about finances, we're not just talking about, okay, you're giving yes, you give a woman money, she makes food, she buys clothes, she does everything that she's supposed to do. That's just one aspect of giving that you've given.
Sorry, can I continue?
Yeah.
Times are changing. I think coming from this perspective,
No, I would
these days we have
yeah.
women too. If you're talking about the guys giving financially now we have ladies who are making their money, even I think more than the guys. And I'm going to be speaking in
that's a very minor percentage.
I know I'm going to be speaking in very I said it before now, so forgive me. But these days you see, so we give birth to children, and that's not what we're teaching our kids growing up now. Do you understand? So a lady now, she's the CEO of a company. She's not married. Now she's going to get into the home now, not really depending on her husband financially. So you see that okay now, since you bring money, there's nothing for you to give.
Okay, let me answer to that. It's a relationship. Yeah, there's relate. So both parties relate. Now, when I use the expression of finances, I'm not talking in totality of what a relationship actually is. I'm talking of one aspect of a relationship. Now, using her as a CEO, most of the women, the Amazons we see that are now, tilling their own, I'm talking using the African setting, so I'll talk more on vegetation and all of that. They are now tilling their own soil and bringing that home. Observe the families. The woman does not rub it on the man because society expects that is the man that is taking care of the family. Now I'm using the African setting as an example. Now when we talk about, okay, times have changed, seasons have changed, has our culture changed? No. Are we now living what we're taught, how we're raised for a different culture because times have changed? No. That's why no matter how wealthy a woman is, even the Ngozi Okonjo-Iwealas, of the society, cannot come out and say, I take care of my family, because the African culture ensures that it is enshrined on the man to take that responsibility. So no matter how much a woman makes, she is not allowed to come out to say, I take care of the family, I'm the breadwinner of the home. So that I said just to respond to your question. Now, in the aspect of giving on both sides, I still maintain that the men give more, than the women, in the sense that I was talking about issues of security. In Nigeria and Africa, most of the positions when it comes to government, politics, and society are handled by men. Not because women can't handle those positions, but they are handled by men because there's that same culture that ensures that the masculine gender is in charge of security, is in charge of protecting the family, is in charge of the emotional stability of the family. Now, when the man brings in the money, he brings in the happy smile, the woman now spreads it around the house. But like I said, there has to be a start before there will be an end. So it will not be fair to say a lady that takes a cue from the man gives the most.
That takes a cue from the man.
Yeah, that's my perspective.
I would really love to hear from you. But let me hear from another. Now, Mr. Unai can say this, and he's legally married to his wife. Talking about financial aspect now, you're not married to her. I'm speaking for most of you guys, you're not married to her, so you can up and leave tomorrow, or she can just up and leave tomorrow. The investment financially, now you're not dating. Do you still agree with his value?
Well, like I said initially, a lot of human beings are driven by emotions. and I will still stand by that point. Why? Because it is how we feel that we act. If you feel you care about something yea much, you will act yea much. The moment you start disliking that thing, the attention given to that thing or that person drops. Maybe the person must have offended you or said something that you don't like and all that. So, from what he's saying, it is given that the average man should be the head of the family, do what he needs to do, protect his family, fine. But when it comes to relationship where emotions actually play a role, anybody at that point in time tends to service that emotion depending on how they feel about that thing or that person. So at the end of the day, your emotion can drive you as a woman to give more if you have more to give. Because you love the man yea much. Your emotion as a man can drive you to give the woman as much as your heart feels like. You can actually say, okay, madam, today I'm giving you 1 million naira or 2 million naira to buy a car, or I'm buying a car for you. Because there's something you see, or there's how you feel at that moment that just triggers you to do what you need to do. But you can get angry at that same person and do something opposite what you just did the day before. So like I said, our emotions are actually what drives us. Yes, statistically speaking, or from, where he's coming from. As a married man and also as a guy, we feel the need as guys because, society, or we've come to a place where we are the ones doing it's very difficult for you to hear that the woman is marrying a guy or paying a guy's bride price, except maybe in places like India. But, when you're the one doing the, chasing and doing taking all the responsibility, I mean, you can't wait for a girl to come after you. You have to do the going after. So, part of what you, how do I put it? Well, I don't know, but part of what you face as a guy, or part of your responsibility for carrying out such acts, is the fact that you have to give more just to woo her and keep her. If not, somebody will give you.
Okay, let me say something. Now, you're saying you have to give more. So, what if the receiving I want is not the money? What if the receiving I want is the time?
No.
What if the receiving I want is just for you to be there?
Exactly.
To listen to me. Do you understand? I don't need your money. No, because now you guys are coming from the financial point of view.
I'm only talking about the emotional part. Now,
sorry. And you said something when Mr. Chidma was talking about having children, something she said I really liked. You give based on your experience. Like she gave an illustration. Now you're upbringing. So to her, at that particular time, maybe to me, I just feel wow, taking my husband out on his birthday will just be nice. Do you understand? But there's somewhere at the back of his mind, he just feels, okay, I'm thinking my wife is going to, she knows I don't have any storage.
Yeah.
So she's going to give
Yeah.
And on the birthday, we go out and after eating, we're still expecting the watch is going to come out. And we go home. And after eating, we sleep and we wake up. So instead of him. So she knows that she didn't even give me the instruction. And she knows I've been shouting me, so what is that? Do you understand? And to me, I just felt that from the experience, I just felt, man, this is I need to take my husband and give him treats. Now, sometimes the giving, what I'm saying is not about the giver, I'm talking about the receiver. You're giving this, is it what I want? Is it what I want? So from the guy point of view, from the female, I don't know, I think sometimes you just need to be there to listen to what we have to say. Just hear, for that 30 minutes, don't look at the TV, just hear that I'm talking out of the phone, it's fine, but hear me, and that's the giving I want. So, are you saying now you don't have that time?
Well,
but you have the resources to give me because you love me. You can take care of me. But to me, I'm feeling I can't go. No. See, I need to find another guy. So how do we?
Can I talk? Okay. Now, that's where I feel friendship comes into play. Friendship that has a lot to do with understanding the kind of person you're dealing with. Now, a lot of relationships are based on different reasons. People get married for different reasons and all whatnot. But I feel the only reason why people should get married is because they are friends. Me, personally, that's my own opinion. Now, if you have a problem with your friend, it is easier to reconcile than have a problem with your girlfriend. In quote. Now, your friend is that person that will tell you, oh, but I won't go eat pole today. Say, wait, they show. You guys quarrel, you guys make up immediately. It's easier. Sure. Now, if from what you're saying that it's only your friend that will give you time because he has been giving you time since. It's only your friend that will understand that she didn't buy me wristwatch, but this date is worth something because he knows how much or she knows how much it's already on the table. Now, it is easier to understand a friend and have this cozy relationship with a friend than somebody that you don't understand. It is people make trouble in their home because they don't even know themselves.
And let me just add on to that. It's a relationship, so there has to be communication. If you want a wristwatch on your birthday and she's taking you out, you'll be singing a babe, I want wristwatch. No, I'm coming. That's just a point. That's just a point. And at the same time, for single guys, I remember, when I was single, that there's some of my birthdays that I just want to go hang out with my guys and just shout and just booze and just be happy. And meanwhile, my girlfriend wants me to hang out with her. Then, my girlfriend wants me to hang out with her and be with her. Now, marriage, I understand the perspective of my wife to say, okay, this is our time because it's my birthday, so I can't afford to share that luxury. Now it's a luxury to me. But then, the single man just wants to go and hang out with his friends, go somewhere, sit out, drink, shout, come back home tipsy, look at his girlfriend, they sleep, wake up the following morning and say, man, last night was hot. Yeah. But now this lady on the other side wants him to be around, she wants to buy something for him, she wants to blow the candles, and a typical African guy that does not have that kind of upbringing. Yeah, you're smiling because you can relate with it. A typical African guy that does not have that kind of upbringing, it now becomes a problem, which brings me to the point of the 5 love languages. Yeah, there are 5 different love languages, and any of these ones can work. There's emotional giving, there's financial giving, there's a plethora of them. So first things first, who are you relating with? Who are you dating? What is the value in the relationship? Yeah? When you understand these values, you can understand the person, then you can relate effectively. Without that, there will be chaos, constant chaos in the home. That's what I think.
I hope you've learned from I'm sorry, we're going to our final break and our ladies will have to go. I hope you've learned from our students. He said, marry your best friend, or marry your friend, or be friends with who you're going to get married with. And he said communication is key. This looks like an aside, but I hope you learned. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back. Still on the topic ratio of children. Let's hear.
Okay, so basically, I'm going to go to what Mr. Asa said when he talked about men providing security. 2 things come to mind. You can only provide, so men are actually driven by the purpose to fulfill a goal, right? Men are usually driven to fulfill something. There's always something they are chasing, maybe their careers, maybe their reputation, right? Now look at it from the point of view that, what are you securing? You're trying to secure the confidence of a woman who you're either dating, like when he talked about a guy chasing a girl, right? And you go to the fact that really you're chasing her for just a period of time. We're not looking at sustainability, the ability to sustain what you're doing, because what you see these days is a guy starts it. And that looks, there's an ulterior motive to it, because you start something for what you're going to get out of it. And then when the girl becomes your wife, you're like, oh, man, I married her. Now I can move on with my life. And would you call that given? Now, when you talk about the fact that the guy provides security, if I'm not there, what are you securing? If I'm not there for you to present me before your friends and say, let me marry this chico, see this fine girl, she's my babe, and all of that, your self-esteem it's not really built to that level if you don't have something you're chasing. And before I could quickly conclude on that, who taught you to secure? Mommy did. Who taught daddy? Daddy's mommy did, right? So her mommy did. So there is always a woman. There is always a woman in the picture. But in all fairness to the guys, right? I would say that the guys, when a guy loves, like what he said, when a guy loves out of value and out of understanding, because you can't come into a relationship without understanding your partner. When we talked about maybe if you buy the guy a wristwatch or you buy, it's all about what are you bringing on the table? Why are you in this relationship? Am I in here for what I am here to get? And when I'm here...
That's the point. That's the point. Because when you talk about relationship, and you talk about men, you addressed it that men always chase a goal. Yes. And I'm looking at it from the perspective that these goals are different. These goals change. At first you're chasing her to get married to. At first you're chasing her to date her.
Yes. No, sorry. Did you say you're chasing her? See, so there's a female giving you a purpose.
That's what I said. I said there has to be a
I agree. But she's a woman. But she's giving you something to chase.
And there are lots of she's.
Yeah, but
you choose because that's the perspective I'm coming from. Because for you to secure, you can secure. There are lots of things to secure, but you choose a priority and you focus all your energy.
No, sorry, Mr. Bulari. So the point is, what we're driving at is who is giving you, who is given. The lady gives the time. The lady gives you the reason to aspire for something. Because when you bring out this chicken, damn, that's the guy taking care of this bitch.
Choice.
Forgiven. I'm giving you reason.
How do you define beauty from ugly?
I think
if you don't have the option of ugly, you cannot define beauty. So if you say the guy is giving to something, he's giving to something that he feels. This is now the guy's option.
From his instinct.
Yes, from his emotion.
From his instinct.
Yeah. So he's even on that aspect, he's giving, from his emotion, he's giving, something that he thinks that he believes is worth it. Yeah, that's why he's giving.
Even the fact that he's giving, we're saying what ratio, right?
We're saying what ratio.
Let me
There's always a beginning.
let me ask this question. He's giving at that time emotionally. Now, is it sustainable? Let me ask.
Yes, because
No, you sound like it's not sustainable.
When you said the love died.
Yeah.
No, when you said the love died, but you just said the love was.
The character of the person in question.
Taught by his mother.
Wait first.
No, not taught by his mother.
Not necessarily. Let me just go.
In particular place.
Yeah.
Now what I'm saying is, sustainability has to do a lot with the person's character.
True.
Now, if you like something and after a while, you just like buying a new car, you be up by 3 a.m. looking at that car. You be the first person to wake up in your compound, wash that car, clean the car. Even the one where there's no dirt, you will go and clean it. Now, at a point in time, you start driving around, you bash your car here and there. Your interest, your point of you lose interest in that car.
But that's where.
Now, I'm not putting.
Hold on. Do you know that you can have a car that has been bashed 5 times, but nobody knows the car has been bashed?
That's
because of value.
At the end of the day, like I said,
What you
Something can I give the most?
like I said earlier, you like something much, and something happens along the line.
What's a something? So let's not give
let me say if you like a girl very much, and then
she becomes ugly.
Not ugly, but say you guys have not fat. Let me not use those words. Maybe she gets fluffy.
Oh
Whatever happens is your choice.
Because
so you can't say you can't say you want to. So on that perspective, and talking about the first, do you know that man was first created in the beginning? So you can't say. So who taught the first man? If it's more than taught, who taught the first man?
To do with this.
All right, Mr. Bulari. Okay. So we can move further. If we have to go on what the reality is, the one you hear, do you understand? Who gives more? We feel we give more.
Yeah,
Sorry, and they feel they give more.
Well,
But now. Now, what we're going to now, we've been talking about who we think gives more. Now, let's talk about what should be. Do you understand?
What should be?
So the ratio of relationship. Now, if we have to go on the reality, really, like I said it before, I'm going to say it again. I will be speaking in favor of the ladies.
That's from your reality.
Unconsciously, obviously, I'll be speaking
From
in
your
favor.
reality.
But the truth now is, okay, we will all feel we give more. But what should be? Even if I'm not the one giving more in marriage, what should be? What is the ideal? What should be? So that's where we're going to go to before we conclude now. So what should be the reality? Mr. Eze, let me start with you. What should be? Is it 50-50?
I think from my own point of view, my personal point of view, I would say everybody should bring their A game in a relationship. It's not something that you give today, you'll give tomorrow. Everybody should at least give their best. You know, your best might be good enough, your best might not be good enough, but make sure it is your best you give. And that's my
Thank you. Stephanie.
Oh yeah, like I said earlier, in a relationship, one person shouldn't give more than the other. The both parties should be at work. The both parties should give their 100%. The both parties should give their all. Nobody should be withdrawn. Everyone should be at work. So that's my take.
Ms. Chilima, let's try and wrap it. What do you think the ratio should be?
Well, if we're going to look at it in terms of ratio, I feel everybody should bring their 100%, right? But bring your 100% to the capacity of your 100%. Because my capacity of 100% might not be your capacity of 100%. So there has to be that understanding of me knowing that, see, this is the best of what you know. So if my 100% is more than yours, it's my duty to say, oh, you don't know this much. You didn't grow up like this. Let me bring you up to my level to say, this is how it's done. And I don't have to go outside to tell people that I was the one who brought you up to this level, right? So whatever is your 100%, there is no pride of life to it. Whatever you know and I don't know, let's bring it together, share that experience, build a home, build a relationship, and have a good life.
Thank you.
Well, for, like I would always say, it's a relationship. And when it comes to marriage, it's for better, for best. That's the way I choose to put it. I believe there should be communication. I believe there should be understanding your partner. I believe nothing should come in between. And like we all have said, bring in your best. Expect everything and give everything as well. Because where there's a giving, I'll give you an example. My wife had our second baby and I was in the theater with my wife. And I saw how much she had to put in to get the baby out. And for me, that was a different experience altogether. You know, so I think both ways, the man should be willing to evolve, because our traditions are not where your uncle will tell you, you know, you can't get a second wife now. Society does not even give you that leverage because you would suffer, you know. So what I really think is everybody bring your A game. Everybody should be willing to evolve, you know, and life will be better in the marriage.
Wow. Thank you so much. We've come to the end of today's episode. Thank you, Mr. Awunari. Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you, Ms. Stephanie. Thank you, Mrs. Chidima. Thank you, Mr. Eze, for coming on the show. Like we said, in a relationship, it's not 50-50. It's not 60-40. It's 100-100. Everybody bring in your best. See, there are times you literally won't be able to give your all. Maybe you're ill or you're depressed or something happened, and at that time you will be grateful your partner is giving his best. You will appreciate it that time that the person is giving his 100%. Give your all. And to come your way again, remember this. If you want your relationship to look like the most amazing thing, if you want your relationship to feel like the most amazing thing on earth, you should treat it like it's the most amazing thing on earth. Thank you once again and have a very successful week. Bye.